Hello, everybody. Welcome to your daily pop of positivity. Woo! It is definitely fall season out there, you guys. The wind is howling and it's coat weather. In fact, when we all met up for lunch afterward, we went coat shopping and got ourselves some coats. It was pretty crazy. But I loved this. I got these fun skeleton earrings out and the skull getting ready for Halloween. It's funny how I feel like stores want to skip Halloween. They start Halloween in like September, and then by October they're already into Christmas. So I'm almost forgetting that Halloween hasn't even occurred yet. Right? Comment down below if you feel like that, like you've already celebrated. You saw all the pictures on the internet. You saw all these postings of prior years, and I keep forgetting that hasn't already passed by. So let's talk about the jeweled web and connectivity. And I'm fortunate enough that when I go out, I feel this within my community. Like when I go to the post office, I love the people over there. They're really sweet. We always have some conversation about an area of the world or mailing packages or difficulties. And like today was funny. There was a fellow there, an older gentleman, maybe in his 90s, and his card wouldn't go in, and I could tell he was getting frustrated. And finally it went in, and then I recognized, oh yeah, that's a machine that does that. So I was showing the guy who he pretty much runs the place how to make it work when his clients have a hard time. There's just this trick with it. And I remember in another shop somebody showing me this, so I was like really excited because sometimes the chips have a hard time just talking and laughing and going out and just being with people. And I look for, I've noticed this, and this really helps. What the trick is to keep your vibe up and not get stressed is look for the faces that are high vibrational and smiling. Even if they have masks, you can tell that. I had so many kids yesterday. I don't know where I was, but I had all these wonderful kids. They're getting excited about Halloween. They had big smiles on their face out on the sidewalk, and they were all excited. When you look for that, it's very lifting. It's very connective. It gets you excited about humanity, really. And also the opposite is true if you're in a DMV or places where people are feeling crunched for time. I avoid, looking at people and having, being an empath, taking on that energy. So look for faces that are warm and friendly, excited about life, and feel the connection. And remember, you don't have to take on anybody else's perception of the day. If they're in their car in line and they seem grouchy or whatever, take on your perception of, I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want. When I leave this place, when I'm out of this line, I'm going to go out for fresh air. I'm going to be with my pets, whatever it is. Realize you are a person of value and you deserve happiness and love, and go out and connect with people that do that for that and bring that to you, that make you laugh, that fun phone call with a friend, your grandmother. I like going to this one particular park because it's always filled with puppies and golden retrievers, and they're so happy and excited to be out. It is actually contagious. I love that. And I get to choose what I think about on my walk. And I like to think about, all the animals in the animal kingdom that are just excited to be alive. Why I'm excited to be alive. Why I can sit down under a tree. And I haven't done this in years, but the other day when I was taking a walk by the beach, there was this stunning view. It was just the way the sun was hitting the water and the island across the way. And I just sat on the bench and I just sat and just thought and, let thoughts drift through my head and just let them go. And I thought about friends, and I thought about, fishing and just everything, sea glass, and really peaceful thoughts. And I recognized that when I am out too, in public, it's one of the favors that we can do for one another, to smile at somebody, to hold that door if we have something in our back pocket that can help them. Like I've started to do this again too, and I'm like, if I park next to somebody and their meter runs out, I just put my card in and I put another hour in for them. I'm like, this dollar is going to save them, because they're quick in Stanford to jump on this. This dollar is going to save them a $25, $50 fine. And I feel good about stuff like that, because I have had people do cool stuff like that for me. And I remember for the rest of the day going, hey man, I didn't have any time left in my meter. How did that happen? And then I recognized that, and I thought that made me feel so good. So I carried on that. Now let's look at balancing act, because this is huge for a lot of people, right? Too much, too little, too hot, too cold, and what happens is once we gain a momentum in one direction and it's nice and we're having a good time, could be Netflixing and chilling, right? I'll just watch one more episode. And then we realize, oh, I'm too tired. I don't have the energy to do the dishes that piled up in the sink, or to do something that was kind of on our to-do list. So we do want to balance that out. Now what I do, and it is a good payoff, is I say, at this time, I'm going to do this. And then when I get up and do it, there's such a sense of satisfaction, because I now trust myself. I trust myself to have focus and follow through on the things that matter. And then watching another episode is so much more rewarding than just watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row and just like snacking and doing things. You do things in the interim, right? And also this can be with family. How much are you putting in effort, to help others and being obliging? And then how much are you leaving on the calendar for yourself during a day, right? Like, do you find yourself grocery shopping and cooking and doing a myriad of things for others, where then you have so little energy left for yourself? You're just microwaving your meals and eating on the go. Look out for yourself. It is a balancing act. When we have family members we love, yes, we want to care and do for them, but that can turn to a little bit of resentment if the outpour is, not being reciprocated and or you're leaving too little for yourself. So look out for that. This is really important now in the holiday season coming up, that we don't overdo it in any regard. I know at Christmas time, sometimes people just, they want to do so much and they're sending out so much and shopping and spending and doing, and that it can take away from what the season is all about, which is spending time and showing a sentiment. I saw on the show I'm watching, Astrid, it's about this wonderful autism girl, and I think she's about 30, and she helps the police with their cases because she can spot tiny little minutia and details that others can't, and she's not swayed by emotion, and she's just really great at this thing. And she hadn't attended an adult birthday party because some people on the spectrum do not like loud noises, big groups of people, social cues, all of that. And another friend of hers who had autism said, well, sometimes it's hard to choose the right gift, because if it's too much, it can be like, it can send the wrong message, and if you spend too little, it can feel insulting. It's nice to buy something what you think of them or how you perceive them. And she bought this woman who she does cases with a thimble, and she said, well, I see the world as a needle. It can be very sharp and it can be very piercing, yet I don't want that to stop me from sewing, and I feel like you're my thimble. You protect me from that. And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to cry, because I love gifts like that where somebody can encapsulate a feeling of what somebody does for them or what they feel about them in a gift, right? And that has to do with connectivity too. But again, getting back to balancing act, look after yourself. You don't have to take on anybody else's schedules and adopt other people's problems as your own, even if you're helping them. You don't owe apologies for disagreeing with somebody, we can have our own point of view. And also knowing too that you'll get over whatever you're struggling with at the time. I don't like setting a lot of appointments and having to be at places and do this and by certain times. I just don't like appointments. I like to go when the mood strikes. But what I recognize is once I'm done with that, my day is mine, and I'm free, and I get to choose what I think about. And this is very important in balancing act too. What are your thoughts the majority of the time? Are they worrisome or are they peaceful? Do they benefit you, or do they just put you on this kind of rumination loop? So have a look at that as well, because that'll be helpful too for your peace of mind and being able to settle. But remember, we can acquire this through this too, the connectivity with others. Seek out awesome people on YouTube and IG that you feel, yeah, I kind of vibe with that, and have discussions with them, because sometimes just sharing really alleviates the pressure that we think we're under, but we're only imagining it, because nothing is permanent, not even the worst feelings, and you are not supposed to be anything other than what you are. So that's your Daily Pop, you guys. Love and light.